10 digital art tips to help you if you are a beginner. Number 1, use shapes when drawing. Shapes, they're straight up like a basic step to learning how to get even farther in art. It helps simplify things for you to get a better understanding and a way to make it easier for you to draw what you need to draw. Number 2, don't use your sketch as your line art. This can result in a very messy and unclear final art piece. And especially when you're a beginner, you want it to be clear, you want to get into the habit of making that overall image that you are going for. This also helps you out what you really wanted to make out in your drawing. Number 3, don't use airbrush for shadows. Instead, do a harder shadow instead. You can use airbrush, it's fine, but you really shouldn't. Use it on slightly with the shadow, kind of just a hint of that in some moments, making it soft, but generally it should be hard, and I think everyone would agree with this. It stands out, it makes you know that, okay, there is the shadow, the light is coming from that certain direction, and it's easier to just visually look at. Number 4, practice your lines and shapes. This one is by far probably the most important one because this improves your drawing skills overall and the quality of your art. Now, drawing lines and shapes improves your art overall because it helps you understand proportions and structures overall. It can also help you learn certain styles, do different line weights, and you're just not gonna regret it once you learn and keep on practicing it. It's one of the most important skills you should be working on even to this day, and it's a perfect easy exercise to do every day before you draw. This can actually play in with chicken scratch. Don't do it. Stop. Learn to not do chicken scratch because that will not help you improve. I understand you want those tiny little straight lines or something, but you should learn to do clean full lines because chicken scratch seems a tiny bit messy. It can be used in certain moments, don't get me wrong, there's no problem with that, but if you want to improve, you should be learning other ways to do line art and stuff. Number 5, don't overthink what you're gonna draw. If you overthink it, honestly, the practice of drawing starts to become suffocating and just boring, and you start to hate what you're drawing. You start to hate drawing in general. Instead, just do it. Focus on your skills in drawing, that you're actually drawing. Focus on the little things. Just know that you are in fact drawing and that's getting you somewhere. Don't focus on what you have to draw so much. Just have fun with it. When you are drawing, I recommend doing thumbnails, having just yet again fun with it, placing stuff around, seeing how it could be. This could just be one way of pushing yourself to maybe more of a less way of overthinking it, but putting into the thought just a tiny bit of thought of what you actually want to draw. Because there's just drawing for fun, but then let's say you want to do an actual piece but you're overthinking too much, just do thumbnails, do slight little things, and just kind of go with that in general. You don't have to put so much detail, just do a basic thing and then let your imagination go with it. Number 6, learn color theory. Color theory is a very important thing to learn because depending on the colors that you choose to use in your art piece can give a strong impact to people. It can convey emotions to people. It can convey a certain ambience, just totally different moods, and honestly brings out the message that you want to bring out. It could also basically show a very memorable piece of art. People will most likely remember your artwork because of the colors that you chose. These strong colors that fit so well together will work to give off the message that you want to give off. Now, an artist I recommend to learn color theory from is Anne Molina. She has a page I believe, linked with Clip Studio Paint that explains color theory. She explains it in a very nice, detailed, easy way to understand with tons of examples. And she's a beautiful artist. Love her work, and she's very underrated. So go look into it. I might just link it in the description, but it's really helpful. I 100% recommend it. To put it simply, value is lightness or darkness in color. It also adds a sense of dimension in a piece. It can also tell you the distance of an object. It goes with colors. So let's say something is more white and gray in a background, that means it's farther because you don't see it as often, but when it's closer, it's more darker because it's right there, you know? It can also help you pinpoint when you want to exaggerate more in a piece. Let's say it's shadowy in the background and your character is more of a darker value. That means naturally your attention span will go to the thing that's more darker than the overall area that's more gray, because the darker part stands out more. It could also be the opposite. Let's say the surrounding area is darker and that person's more lighter in color. Then, boom, they stand out from the piece. Number 8, use layers. They're basically building blocks to make a complete art piece. In this part of the video, I'm basically coloring skin color, and you see how I went over the lines? I can easily erase it now because I put a layer below the outline of my drawing, the line art. It could be used on multiple things. If you put a layer above the line art, then it's going to overlap it and vice versa. Tracing is okay when you use it to practice. Now, if you're using it where you trace and then take credit for it, then that's bad. But when you're using it as a practice, it's alright because you're learning from it. But even though you trace, I recommend to also try to using it as a reference. You know those books where it's like when you were a kid, you have to write the letter and then you then have to do it on your own? Like you have the guidelines and then you do it on your own. It's like the same thing. When I mean by references, I mean the one that you see usually on Pinterest that are like, oh, do this instead of that and whatnot. Don't use them to learn anatomy because that's just what other artists learned from either other artists or what they've learned from anatomy. Now, it can help you in basic steps of learning anatomy, but it doesn't mean you're going to get so far and fully learn yourself. Looking at images yourself of an actual person and learning from it helps you far better than anything because you're getting your own understanding of how people look, these features that exist and whatnot. It's better to do it on your own than actually learning it from other people. Some personal websites I recommend to use to help learn anatomy and stuff or get photos that could help you would be Sketch Daily, Pinterest. You can even search it up on TikTok or whatnot for more places. Even softwares or models they have out there, websites that artists all share together as a community. I personally use Sketch Daily. They're still kind of new, but they have buildings, they have animals, they have humans, and you can toggle on and off what you want to see or don't want to see. You have time limits to help you. It's really helpful. They even have info about the people who take the photos, so I personally recommend that website. But overall, if you're going to learn anatomy, do it from scratch through photos because other artists are learning just like you are, and it does not mean they are absolutely amazing and accurate with these features and stuff. Even if you like their art style, whatever, because it's not about art style, it's about anatomy, and it's good to learn. Well, that wraps up the end of this video. I hope these tips were helpful to you like they were to me when I needed them, and please test them out, try it out. I guarantee they will help just a tiny bit at least. Otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe, maybe comment for more ideas of what else I could post. But yeah, thank you for watching.